Hi, this is Joe at Macro Builders. I want to show you one of the macros I built for a recent client that had a lot of data sources from a relational database, different views of sales data. And basically what they wanted was to consolidate up to 30 sheets of or tables into a single table. What they didn't have control of was the order of the columns. So let's say, they had 80 columns. Some of the columns might be in a different order, so they might be moved back and forth. And they even couldn't tell me that the columns would have the same headings. But they did say that of the 80 to 90 columns that were in there, the columns had the same content. It just might be mixed up. So what I did is I designed this macro, which basically allows them to import um, the files into these green tabs across the bottom called sheets, separate files. And then what it does, it consolidates them. So it works by allowing a variable number of columns, but every one of these files has to have the same column. So what you do is you set it up with the update profile, and you can change how many sheets you're consolidating. Let's do 20 here. Um, if you want to replace a sheet, let's say you've built it once and you have a new sheet for sheet number 7, you can just clear sheet 7 and put a new sheet 7 and it'll work. And then it says what's the last column in the table. So they'll have all have the same width in columns. In this case, it's column CL, if you can see that right here. So you can change any of those variables and then you save it. So the next step, you could import the files, and if you have these already downloaded to separate Excel files, you could import them all at once if you have them all in the same subdirectory, or if you can import one of them tied to copy and pasting into the different green tabs across the bottom. I've already done that because that takes time. I've got 20 of them filled out now, and what I do is when you put it in there, it then gives you a checksum of the columns. So here are the sheets, and if you can put the sheet names in here, it'll then say, this first sheet has one column that doesn't match the standard. The second sheet has two, and the seventh or eighth sheet down also has two. So we have a fidelity tab that allows us to look at what's not matching. So here is the fidelity tab, and you can see that sheet 1 has one column not matching, 2 has two, and 8 has two. So if we slide across to the right, it highlights which ones don't match the standard. So we're going across, they're all matching, and then you can see we'll get to the column, and you can see column BM, the heading of the standard is called custom, and in sheet 1 and sheet 2 we have custom 2, as well as sheet 8 we have custom 2. And then this column BR says that's the current month, current year month is expecting that, and sheet 2 and sheet 8 have max month instead. So what I do is in the macro, I actually fix this. You don't have to go in and edit it separately. And to fix this, you go to the headings tab, and over here is a transformation matrix that says transform custom to custom and transform max month to current year accounting month. Okay, so that's how this happens. It goes through and it does this for you. So once you set this up, it'll run. You can run test runs. You have control over things here. And then you go back to the navigation. It's all set up. And what it'll do is run it right now. And you'll see it progressing in this little yellow area as it runs through. It'll tell you how the progress is going. So let's consolidate the sheets. Now, I'll let you know that when this was being done manually, it would take anywhere between 4 and 6 hours to do this, but for between 30 and 40 separate files. Because then also, since it was a manual process, they had to go back and do a validation to make sure that the data matched and that the sums all totaled up. And so by using this program, it actually eliminated that need to do the validation. So 6 to 8 hours down to just about a few minutes. Let's do 20, and you can watch the yellow section as it goes. It takes a little bit of time because it's doing a lot of work. So it's just a few seconds in, we're about a third of the way through, and it's compressing. We're at sheet 10, which is halfway through, and it tells you along what the total number of rows being copied over are. And we're close to the end, so you can see how fast it is. It's doing a lot of work. And then finally at the end it says it's complete. And then here's your checksum here. It says the total number of processed versus how many are in the export sheet, and that also matches over here. So you said okay. That ends the macro. So all of these green pages were consolidated onto the orange tab, which is right here. And you can see if we go to the bottom of the orange tab, we have one more, because we have the heading row, than the numbers that we saw before. So this is an example of an application that's used many times a day and saves probably a man worth of work hours during a year. So these are the things that I can do for you. If you have any questions or you would like to engage me and talk to me about a project that you have in mind, feel free to contact me. This is Joe Messingslogger. You can get me through joe@macrobuilders.com. Joe@macrobuilders.com. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye.